When it rains, it pours. Today we have an unboxing video. This is a loaner from the one and only Jerry Hom, who I had the deep pleasure of interviewing for the Balisong Meet the Makers podcast. Check that episode out if you want to learn more about Jerry's long history as a Balisong maker, designer, because he's been in the game for a long time. And so Jerry was so kind to lend me some of his new, I think just one. I will find out soon. Okay, maybe this is not the best knife for cleaving through cardboard. I was like, I want to try many folders. So thank you, Jerry. As I open this, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Click the bell to be alerted for other videos. Eventually, I will be doing a full review. And also, be alerted to all of my other interviews, because I have one that I think should be up by the time this video comes up, but we'll see. It takes a lot to edit interviews. Okay, this box, yep, that's all good. Look at this very nice Hom design cinch bag. Very nice, very classy. And in this cinch bag, yep, that's it. Oh, he has a return slip for me. Thank you very much, Jerry. I've been holding on to his ghost for such a long time, too, so I'm going to slip that in there. All right, here is the Hom Design box. It is, I believe, magnetic. So, ooh, he sent me stickers. Look at these beautiful stickers. Hom Design. I'll have to double check if I'm allowed to keep these stickers. One is in white. One is in black. This one is the Chimera, and this one is the Basilisk. So that's cool. Both knives I own and I enjoy. And then we have the card of authenticity. This is the Prodigy, the Prod Trainer Mod C, blade steel 154 cm, handled material 6AL 4V titanium, precision tuned bushings, made in Michigan. And then there's like a warranty thing on the back. But yeah, nice, sleek card. And of course, the moment you've been waiting for. It's the Prod C. Ooh, ah. All right, so I know that he's recently revealed some of the anodization. There's been some gorgeous blue gold ones. Right, that's gonna go here. It's not mine to keep. This one seems to be no anodization, but absolutely beautiful looking. I really like the Prod C's handle design. I think it looks simple. The trainer blade is distinct. Whether or not I like it or not, I don't know. I think I didn't like it, and it's like warmed up to me. Let's give it away first. Thank you again, Jerry Hom. Absolutely wonderful. He's a good guy. 4.37. So average-ish, slightly above average. We have in here a sandwich design with 3 pins here in each side. These are a nice blue. I am unsure. Nope, it's 2. No, wait, is it? Okay, yeah, it's 2. I'm stupid and bad. There are two in each, and they are fastened by some T8 hardware, T10 on the pivots. Hom design here. All right. Whoa, hello. Slight handle bias. All right. Not bad, though. I wonder if removing a weight on each end would help reduce that. But frankly, it actually, no, it's starting to be more of a medium handle bias. This is absolutely a handle bias Balisong, if you're interested in that. Ooh, slippery. It is titanium, but there's no jimping. It's a sandwich Balisong, but no jimping does make it a little slick. I will also say that while I am very grateful to Jerry for lending this to me for review, I will do my best to not let this cloud an honest judgment. But I am very grateful, and Yeah. So I will say that it is a little slick. It is actually pretty smooth for titanium. There's a bit of slippery-ishness. Ooh, this has got nice bounce to it. How's it tune? Tune's really good. It's a tight tune. This being handle bias, is there a bite handle marker? There's actually no bite handle indicator. Um, some people might care about that. I frankly don't have strong feelings about it. And some horns that are kind of typical for other Hom designs. I will later, when I do review, I'll compare the Basilisk and the Chimera to the Prod C, which I believe most people refer to it. I honestly don't actually know what the Prodigy mod A and B are, if there are an A and B. It's got some satisfying clack, and I do believe that some people have swapped trainer blades and handles with maybe the Basilisk. I don't know. Actually, let me double check the price. Where'd I put my phone? I have no idea where the fuck my phone is. Rats. Well, in that case, it'll have to wait for the review. But I do believe that the Prod C is cheaper than both Basilisk. I think. You know what? Let me just double check. I want to say it's in like the $280 range. For a titanium trainer, that's pretty solid. Prod C Jerry Hom. I can spell. Prodigy Trainer C Mod C. Ooh, okay. Electric blue, 335. So I actually undershot. Overall weight says 4.46. Let me just double check the trainers. Let's see. One of them is stonewashed with orange peel. It's 319. This one, stonewashed titanium barrel spacers, 319. So, okay, I am actually incorrect. And there are some that have G10 scales, and carbon fiber scales. But the one I have is all titanium. So for $319, $320 or $350, depending on how much anodization, I do think that it is a little bit pricey. And I don't know. If you like handle bias, like this would be a phenomenal beater. I'm not gonna lie. I think this would be a great beater if you're interested. This could be a great outdoor carry. It is legal to carry. It is, of course, a trainer. I don't know if people would be a little spooked by this. It is vaguely blade shaped, but with all these holes, typically, you know, if you know enough about knives, you know that you can read that typically as a trainer blade that is not sharp. But if you're not a knife person, you might just not know that, and especially since you're moving erratically, swiftly, whatever, da-di-da-di-da, people aren't necessarily going to see the holes in the blade. Like, I don't know if you can see the holes in the blade right now as I'm doing my mediocre flips. Ooh. It does feel very hefty. It does feel very well built. Like, it is sturdy and tanky. And I do like these handles. And so some people, I'll have to double check. I'm going to ask Jerry about, like, compatibility with the Basilisk, if it's like an official interchangeability, like a supported inter-platform kind of thing. Because I know that the Squid Trainer handles and the Kraken handles are technically interchangeable with the Squid Trainer blade and the Kraken Trainer blade, but like, it's an odd combination. It technically works, but I don't think it's endorsed as like, yeah, these are cross-platform. I'll have to double check that. So it's interesting that the trainer blade and the handles, if they are officially cross-compatible, have their fixed sets. Because I think if people want to have a different balance and a different configuration, that might be worth considering. I don't know. You'd have to consider this. I will say though, honestly, I was really, really excited for the Prod C. It's not quite living up to my excitement as I was hoping. As someone who has flipped, I've flipped like 3 different basilisks. I've owned like 3 different basilisks. I currently have I've flipped an iBass, an Elite Bass with a latch and with zippy spacers, and a G10 Bass I actually currently own and I do like. there are some interesting distribution and weight and heft. The IBAS is very, very tanky, quite handle bias. This honestly feels like sort of similar to an IBAS from what I remember. It has been a minute. IBAS doesn't really have jimping either. It's also quite complicated to machine, I do believe. The Prod C, well, it is a trainer blade. I will say though, if you are looking for like something that's kind of like an IBAS, this is a much more affordable version. I want to say the IBAS is like 600. Let me double check that. Basilisk. Basilisk. Come on, shop. Knives. So the IBAS. Oh, he doesn't have any in stock. So, oh, no, he does. 609. There's a latchless variant. That's the one that I tried. And there is a latched one, which I don't know if anyone would actually use. The Chimera is 439, 469, 489, depending on which version. And then there's also, let me see what the, does he have a Spectre? Because on his website you can look up the Rhapsody and the Spectre. I don't think either of them are in stock. Rhapsody has some cool handles, but I don't really love the blade. Spectre kind of just looks like a Chimera. I'm gonna be honest. I'm sure there's more to it, but actually, you can listen to my interview with Jerry Hom for more specific details. Yeah, I guess I'll have to ask Jerry's permission to see if how much I can fuck around with like removing weights down here. Maybe if the blades are interchangeable, I can fuck around with that. But again, this might be like a test model. It's not anodized, so it might be willing to go out, or maybe he's just willing to be like, yeah, this is maybe a show floor model that he has for demonstration, and we'll see. If he doesn't want me to disassemble it, I will of course respect his wishes. Yeah, I just find it to be a little slippery, and I wish there was jimping. I always wish there was jimping. But yeah, surprisingly for a titanium sandwich, it is just a bit slick. And I do find that the balance profile is, it's not objectively bad. It's just not my preference. I prefer neutral. I tend to like lighter knives, but I don't mind hefty knives. Like I have been, I've borrowed the Heed Sea Knight right now from Buffalo Dingus, and while this is like a bit heftier, like 4.7 if I remember, it's neutral, so it feels good. The Prod C is certainly more handle bias for my tastes, but I have flipped the IBAS. I remember disliking the IBAS greatly when I first started flipping it, and then it grew on me. I eventually traded out of the IBAS, and now I have a G10 Basilisk that has Kuski barrels that I do like. I am not sure if there are Kuski barrels for the Prod C. I might look into that as well. There's just a lot of things that I have to double check. I have to ask Jerry. I have to look into Kuski barrels. I have to blah 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 blah. Maybe I'll rewatch this before I do a full review. So yeah, I will say, while I have been harping on a bit of the slipperiness, this is actually really comfortable. These faces are nice. I find that these grooves are not so wide that I find these uncomfortable. There's still plenty of material for my fingers to sit comfortably on. This whole pattern, it's simple but elegant, well executed, hardy, feels durable. It's on tang pins. Oh yeah, I haven't chapped. I do full twirls. I will say that this actually chaplains very smoothly, very comfortably. I don't feel the tang cups. I did bring up on the Heed Sea Knight that I felt that the tang cups were a little odd when I was doing chaplains. I don't actually feel that for the Prod C. Like there's a little bit of feeling, but not nearly as prevalent as when I was chaplaining the Heed Sea Knight. And it rolls over really well because there's a lot of weight moment. Well, actually, I have to double check that because I was like, this feels really good. And then that last one was like clunky. No, that was just on my part. Yeah, it rolls over well. There's a lot of momentum at the ends of the handle. The weight distribution feels good. Just, again, more handle bias than I like. It's like a medium handle bias. Certainly, absolutely handle bias. But not like egregiously so. So, Will Hirsch might like this. I don't know. I always just feel like I really like neutral knives, and a lot of people I know like neutral knives, and then I just know that Will Hirsch is just like I love handle buys. I'm just like, oh, I cannot flip those knives as cleanly as I want to be able to. So I will say that, how many holes is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 holes in the Prod C trainer blade. But honestly, I don't know if there's really anything to say about the trainer blade. It looks fine. It looks okay. Some people might dislike it. I like that it has some interesting contouring in the blade shape. That looks nice. And compared to the Rhapsody trainer blade, I'm not a fan of how that one looks. I don't think the Basilisk or the Chimera have trainer blades at all. So it's kind of interesting that Jerry doesn't just have like training blade model versions for those. Could be worth considering because while I love the Chimera and the IBAS, not everyone has the ability to legally flip things. Jerry is also, again, he's been around for a while, so he's a little bit more old school, and he was talking about how hard it has been to try and like keep up with trends where he feels like a lot of things just move so fast, and it's hard. A lot of things are iterative. A lot of things take time, and trends can come and go like that. So by the time that people are like, we want to do this thing, it's already old. It's it's old news. So if I were, I don't know. I'm like trying to think. I'm like, would it be worth to make trainer blades for the Basilisk? Because it kind of feels like this, and I like the handles. I actually really like how the handles look. I like how they feel, even though a little slick. But I think that if they were stonewashed, they would have more grip. If they had jimping, it would have more grip. There's several things that could be done. You could definitely take Gruff Claw does really good milling. And so I'm sure that if someone were to be like, I really like the Prod C, and then they wanted jimping, Gruff Claw does a really good job at that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think if there's anything. It's like, is this just like the IBAS, but like a trainer version of the IBAS? Even though these handles are just different, they are different. The blade is different, but my brain is like, kind of getting some Boss Baby vibes. Let me just double check the IBAS and its specs because I feel like the IBAS was actually quite heavier, but I don't remember. It's just been a while since I've had one in my hand. The iBassil is... Oh, it's not... Oh, jeez, okay. Let's go to knives. And Basilisk. I don't think he mentions weight in either the description of the... Yeah, it's too bad. There's no weight mention on either the store page for the iBasilisk or the Basilisk description, because he has a little blurb about every knife he's designed. So unfortunately, I would have to go back. I have to double check how much did the IBAS weigh when I first flipped it. I have to double check Kuski. I have to double check with Jerry if I'm able to try and disassemble some of the weight at the bottom, and if the blades are compatible, and if I'm allowed to switch those. So there's a lot of things that I gotta do, but this has been my first impressions of the Jerry Hom Prodigy Trainer Mod C, otherwise known as the Prod C. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and click the bell for the notifications, because I will do a full review, and hopefully by then I'll have covered all of those bases and double check all of that information. Also, check out my interview with Jerry Hom. Check out my unboxings and my reviews of other Hom knives, including the Basilisk, the G10 Bass, and the Chimera. I've definitely done some talks about those. I actually have a couple videos on each of those. So yeah, I've definitely flipped some. Oh, and the Ghost. The Ghost is actually really fun. So I gotta say that actually, like, if I'm to be perfectly honest, I really like how the handles look. It looks good in the Hom lineup, but I'm personally not that blown away by it. And I do find that the price of like $319, it is a titanium. It's a very well built titanium Balisong. But it is, it's a bit steep for a trainer, titanium or not, and it doesn't really sit with me as much as I've enjoyed other Hom Balisongs. Like, I love the CF Chimera. I really enjoy the G10 Basilisk with barrels, And the IBAS was really hard for me to get used to at first, but it did grow on me, and it was very much like a unique thing. It had a really cool blade, and this has a really cool blade shape. But I think that there could have been maybe something more fun with, like, instead of just circles. I don't know. It's a bit more of a esoteric critique. It's just that's just aesthetic. But yeah, that's my honest opinions. And while I am incredibly grateful again, thank you, Jerry, for lending me the Prodigy. I don't want to, I don't want to lie to people and be like, this is my favorite thing ever. Please lend me more. I don't. I think that would be a disservice to him. So, yeah, tune in for when I do make a full review, and check out the coffee in the description if you want to donate some bucks and tell me that you like my content. If you don't like my content, you can not watch it or whatever. I don't know. I don't really care. I do this for me, and I have fun with it, and I have a lot of opinions, and they are my opinions. And if you don't agree with my opinions, that's fine. You don't have to. But yeah, take care, everyone. Watch the Jerry Hom interview. He has so much to say. He's really interesting to listen to. And I don't know, make sure you have space in your calendar to do things that you need to get done, like your laundry. There's so much laundry that I just didn't do for so long. And it's good to get things scheduled in your day to be like, you know what? It is important. I do need to schedule laundry. I need to schedule making dinner. I need to schedule eating. I need to schedule taking a shower. If that's something that's helpful for you, do it. There's no shame in that. Shame is for suckers. Do what makes you happy. Do what works for you. Flip knives and have fun. See you soon.